Hello and welcome to PKR TV. On this week's show, the final table of our two-day tournament, the main event, with a fantastic structure and just a $35 buy-in. It's the one everyone wants to win. Joining me in the commentary booth is Triple Crown winner and Team PKR Pro, Jake Cody. Well, here we are at the final table of the main event. These guys are on their second day of our two-day tournament. This is some 15 hours in. And there is a class act remaining in the final 10. It's Weige. He won our Player of the Month at the end of last year. He's got several big scores, but this would be his biggest, $5,793 up top. Next out is only going to get 303, so there is some disparity there. You have commentated on this before, Jake. It should throw up some interest in poker.
Hey, Dan. Yeah, I mean, for sure. I've played this tournament, and it's got an insane structure, so there's going to be a lot of play on the final table, and hopefully some interesting hands.
Well, 10 big blinds, not much you can do. Getting it in and running into a bigger pair.
Yeah, it seems like Serpico has limped under the gun here with ace-4 off. I'm not totally sure what that's about, but...
Well, he's got a huge stack, so who are we to argue? Well, actually, we can argue. This is precisely who we are and what we're here for. Anyway, it looks like bad news for Eltij Bar. He goes back to Slovakia with $303, and it is a main event final table to his name. But there are 9 left, and, well, you'd have to say Weige, he's got a list of 4-figure scores as long as your arm. Paddy Pear's in there as well. But really, it's all about the man from Belgium. Let's see if he can do it.
Yeah, you have to imagine he's quite a big favourite here against some players who probably don't have the experience he does.
Yeah, it's a fairly modest size of buy-in. And even though, you know, it takes a fair bit of concentration to get through 14 hours of poker to here, he's got to be the favourite.
Churenkov's quite unfortunate here, running to ace-king. I don't think he could have done anything about this, really.
And here's the
chop outs, but no.
Nope.
And 2 from 2. These stacks are going to get polarized pretty quick, and perhaps we'll get some interesting post-flop play. We've got Belgians, Greece, Switzerland, UK, Portugal.
Oh, it's like the World Cup.
Indeed. Ace King under the gun.
Raise. Fold.
I fold.
Paddy having a think. He's got the stack.
He looks a little
to have a thing.
Looks a little bit like Piers Hines there.
Fold.
Right. Wonder how many people out there know what Piers Hines looks like. Some?
I'd expect poker fans to know what it looks like.
I wonder if you asked your average poker player to name the last 3 World Series main event champions, whether they would be able to do it.
I was thinking if I could name them then.
Well, I was going to... maybe we'll ask you to name the last 5. And we should put you on the clock as well, because that might make it a little trickier.
Yeah, I don't think that's a good idea.
It's definitely getting trickier as time goes on.
Yeah,
I think it's probably easier to name 2001, 2003, 2004, and 5 than it is the most recent 5.
I agree.
I fold.
All fold around to the button. And
Raise.
the German Smiley Melly
Great name.
goes for 3x with King Queen. He's going to hear from Paddy. The question is, how much?
I raise. Fold.
Quite a tough spot for Smiley here.
Call.
Oh, I'd probably go with it pre-flop, but
Here comes the
Right.
I mean, you can always see a flop.
Shovel fold more than Peel1 and see what happens.
Yeah, it's a little bit too shallow, really.
And the stacks were
I fold.
perfect for Paddy Pear to just shove any flop.
yeah,
I mean, you get the impression he was always going to do
yeah,
that.
I like the way Paddy played that hand.
Yeah, that was nice and may go some way to explaining his chip lead. Paddy, of course, from Bangor
New hand.
in the UK. He's got a daily
Well
17k.
played.
Remember that tournament, 2009? So $4,250, his best result.
Fold.
This one would eclipse
Thank
that.
you.
Fold.
Master Gyoda with the suited connector.
Fold.
Doesn't fancy it.
I call.
Bigger suited connectors from Smiley Melly, but the pain
Ooh.
on Jake's face. Come on. There wasn't any, but I need to see some. Scott Shelley would be effing and blinding and requiring
inside.
the bleep button would be put into use at this stage.
Okay.
We don't
I'll
like the
raise.
call, right?
We don't like hit the call. He's got 10 big blinds, and
Here's
somehow
the
we've
flop.
got to the flop.
Okay, well,
Okay, let's
compounding it with
Yeah.
putting in more money after the flop, we will
I'm all
see.
in.
Oh,
Here's the
There you
turn
go.
card.
Wow. Well, he's got some outs.
Here comes the river.
Oh, man, you have no idea how much I wanted that.
was a bit of a blow up.
I wanted him to spike it on the end. That was kind of played back to front, that hand, really.
Yep. Yeah, I'm not totally sure what the thought process was there.
I mean, you got to think that if you're opening there, then the
Fold.
ace-8 isn't really going to be that interested in sticking around. So you
Yeah.
sweep up the blinds and antes. And
Yeah, and that's like a big proportion of his stack just to take the blinds and antes.
yeah, so unfortunate
Raise.
end for Smiley Melly.
All in.
8th place for $524.
Oh, Zurich just got queens on the button. And Muscular has decided to go over the ace-5, which I
Fold.
think's fine, really. I mean, you have to expect he's opening pretty wide there, so he's unlucky to run into queens.
I call. There you go. Let's see.
He's
the
got some
flop.
outs.
Killed him.
That
Let's see
is the
river.
end of Muscular. And, well, it's one departure per hand right now. Muscular 7th place, 731. So short that, you know, a lot of hands in that spot you're going to be looking to go with.
Yeah. Can't blame him at all.
6 left. It should get pretty interesting now,
fold.
Queens.
Fizzers. Queens again.
Raise. I fold.
And chip leader Paddy
Ooh.
is going to like this spot. Presumably, he's in position. He's got the chance to
Yeah,
apply a bit of
I
pressure.
can't see him folding. He's got two
Call.
options.
Fold.
I think call's probably the better option there. But also, I don't mind the free bet too, to keep pressure on him.
And the other
Fold.
big stack Waggy gets out of the way.
Here comes the
Oh,
flop.
that is a bad flop for Paddy.
Well, and this could be the pot of the tournament so far.
Yeah, it's going to be difficult for him to get away from it, really.
Jack of clubs as well, just to
Check.
Yeah.
make it just
wow,
that
fizzer
little
checks.
juicier. And the reason behind the check there, kind of
Just trying
attempting to
for
what?
deception, I guess.
Attempting to induce maybe, and
Yeah, to induce a bluff on the flop, or
I bet.
I hope he's going to check raise. Now he's checked though, because it's quite a dangerous flop. There's lots of bad turns for his hand. Turns out like he's in great shape against his particular hand, but he could have like king queen, like
I
flush
raise.
draw. Yeah, I like this.
that's about 180 more to Paddy. Real decision for him now.
Yeah,
This hand could cost him way over half his stack if he gets it wrong.
I really find it difficult to get away from it here if I was him.
So you're moving in.
I'm probably moving in here. Yeah,
Let's
I
have
call.
the turn card.
it's called.
He decides to call. Could be a number of reasons for that.
Yeah, if he thinks that Fizz is bluffing, he just wants him to bluff some more, or he might be worried that he's not got the best hand. So maybe we'll find out on the turn. But he's got just over pot back on the turn as Fizzer, so
I mean, are there a number
I'm
of
all in.
drawing hands that Fizzer would be check raising the flop?
I mean, for sure he could definitely have a drawing hand. He'd definitely have like king 9 of clubs or something along those lines.
And it's a big bet now. I mean, you know, we're not talking WPT final table here.
Wow.
This is.
Oh, he gets away from it. That was a great fold.
Do you think perhaps? I mean, it is. Well, you heard it there. It definitely is a good fold. Do you think perhaps the bet sizing, possibly? I mean, he was obviously keen with such a scary flop to
Yeah.
just get that hand over with and take the pot down.
Fold.
Yeah. I mean, I actually don't mind the way he played it, to be honest. I'm like pretty surprised that he
it
managed to
didn't all
fold
go
that ace
in.
jack, yeah.
All right. Well, Paddy, I
Irish.
mean, he's given up the chip lead,
Call.
but won some admirers nonetheless.
Well, Serpico calls instantly on the button,
All right,
which I think's fine.
come on.
Let's see the flop.
I'm gonna champion this dude.
Interesting to see. I can see Serpico winning this pot somehow.
Right. Well,
Bet.
Paddy's going to try and win it right here.
Wow,
It's a sizable bet
that's
too,
a really big bet.
And here's the turn card.
Wow.
and he
Serpico floats the flop.
plays the flop, develops open-ended.
I'm loving this from
This is
Serpico.
and this is a brutal spot for Paddy. I don't see how he can
No,
continue. I mean, also he should have a little history with this guy, even if he hasn't played any hands. He's seen a few hands.
definitely.
bet.
And such a great turn for Serpico. He can just bet now, and it's so difficult for.
All in.
Wow. Wow.
That is
There you go.
That is sick.
And
wow, and he
He's called
gets
it off.
he gets snapped.
Wow, that is sick. That is a insane read from Paddy. I'm quite surprised at that.
That is, and he spikes a completely pointless 7 on the end. But I mean, what on earth just happened in the pot of the tournament so far? That was completely bananas.
I actually love the way Serpico played the hand. I think he played it fine.
Right.
But I mean, Paddy made a great read too. I'm just like,
Call.
it's kind of Serpico's unlucky that that didn't
I'm
work,
gonna
really.
fold.
Whoa, that is unbelievable. Perhaps we've underestimated
called.
the Greek.
Maybe we have.
Yeah, what's he gonna think? I mean, he could easily have
Here's the
spiked like a
flop.
jack on the end, and
Yeah.
wow,
Yeah, actually, we've had lots of outs
Check.
against that particular hand.
unbelievable. Well,
Serpico's seems to
bet.
be going all Serpico's way here. This is quite an interesting flop. Everyone's got a little bit of something.
Call. And here's the turn card.
Oh, that's kind of killed Fizz's hand a bit.
Yeah,
And it's a great turn for Serpico. Obviously.
Check.
and avoids scaring off his customer. Leaves it to the Portuguese, who goes for it instead of taking a free card. How often do you take a free card there?
I mean, he's only got 10 high, so I'd probably do bet in this spot, hoping that Serpico's just giving up on the hand. I'd like Serpico to just call here, though.
I call. This is the river.
I love it. Oh,
And it's always tricky to get paid on the end when you're out of position, and you've pretty much got the nuts.
yep, it is. But he's just got to hope that
All in.
he's got a 9. And wow, he's hit a perfect river for Fizz's hand, and Fizzer has the call.
Here it is.
Well, that's
It's just a cooler, nothing he could do about it.
that is a total call. But two ridiculous pots
Yeah.
we've just seen, where Serpico loses
Serpico
a
is just
huge
crushing.
pot. But
Oh my!
Okay,
This is
you have.
happening.
but now he's the chip leader.
Yeah. It
Uh,
looks like it could be his day.
well, he's going to get over
Oh,
that
God.
the bizarre hand that we saw in the run-up.
Fold.
And a man we haven't seen anything off yet. The
I
Swiss
fold.
Yeah,
Mux.
appears to be playing quite tight.
Well, he's
I fold.
made it into the top 6. 4 figures.
All in.
Yep, Master Gyoda, pocket pair. Nothing, no like, nothing
Fold.
he could do except for jam.
Well, it might have got through, but it doesn't look like it's going to now. But he's going
Good
to
luck.
win a half decent pot and be back in it
Call.
if he can fade a king or a
Here it
queen.
is. Here's the flop.
Grease
And-
against Grease.
And here's
And
the turn card.
sadly, not so.
And here's the river.
Just the 2 outs.
Serpico continues to run pretty well.
Yeah, he's a killer. I wonder what's going to happen when he gets kind of heads up or 3-handed. It's going to be
Okay.
fascinating
I'm
stuff.
actually looking forward to it.
And what was that? Fizzer? Or was that? No, Master Yoda. 6,993. So everyone now guaranteed a grand. But it's
think
really
I'll
just shy of
raise.
6K that they all want.
I fold.
Well, first chance for Zurich 187.
I like the open.
Fold.
And see what Serpico does there.
Call.
Okay, I'll call.
Let's see the flop.
Ooh, interesting flop.
Yeah, Poker Gods continuing to smile
Check.
on
Yeah.
Serpico.
Again, everyone's
I
got a little bit of
check.
something.
Here's the turn.
Wow, I'm surprised that Zurich checks back there
Yeah.
with a gut shot on overcard
Check.
on a pretty dry board.
Yeah, and these guys are going to be less interested now. There's one card to come
Yeah.
and paired board.
Yep, Serpico checks the set again. I think I would definitely
I
bet
bet.
if I was YG here.
Yeah, Waigi's definitely, I would say, the most aggressive player at this table,
Yeah.
so you'd expect him to go after it.
fold.
And it appears nobody's interested in the hand, so I think I would definitely bet here. But
Let's see
Serpico
the
absolutely
river
has it.
call.
Interesting to see if YG bluffs again here.
We've seen Serpico move in, or at least lead
in.
out. Yeah, we've seen that before.
It's actually a terrible card on the river. Now any jack beats him. So
That is true.
yeah, that was a
I
bit of a
only
wild.
just figured that out. But yeah, and you'd imagine Waigi. I mean, we will never know if Waigi would have.
Yeah, it was a
gone
wild
for
jam.
it.
I mean, basically, Waggy could only really ever call when he's got a jack there. So
Right.
I'm not a fan of the jam.
Okay, so there's ups and downs for the unorthodox strategy of Serpico, but onwards we go, and it's just hand after hand.
It is. It seems to be in a lot of hands.
Zurich, he's
Fold.
Fold.
he passes with a million,
Just run into ace king.
and these two, who now have some history in huge pots.
All in.
Wow, that is a huge jam.
Paddy
Just
goes for
Yep.
it.
Wow. He did not want to see a flop here.
No, I guess not, and out of position too.
Yeah. I mean, Serpico can't really call here. It's so many chips.
Don't speak too soon, but no, he decides.
Yeah, I think Paddy way overplayed his hand there. He should have tried to get value out of it rather than being scared.
I mean, whether we've seen any evidence so far that if Paddy had kind of like, 2.5 or tripled Serpico's raise, that would have induced Serpico
Yeah,
to
Serpico might
do
have
something
raised
silly.
again, or like even if he calls, it's
Yep.
like it was still quite deep. You could play it post flop.
Fold.
Down to the Portuguese man,
All in.
Fizzer.
Fizz has gone for it with the queen eight.
Fold. Fold.
Ah, well, he's a little unfortunate not to be more
Let's
live
see the
than he
flop.
is.
Oh, that's a terrible flop for him. He's just got 2 outs.
And here's the river.
and
Yeah, that's
cannot
it.
Find it.
No joy for the short stacks at this final table. Fizzer out in fifth, $1,269. Not bad for 35.
Yeah,
4
decent.
remain. And kind of no surprise to see 3 of these 4 here.
Serpico again with a good hand.
Yeah. Now, we've only seen one hand where he hasn't had it,
Yeah.
and he certainly took an
Alright.
unusual line.
He did. Oh, well, he's run into another. To be fair, he's been quite unlucky. He's run into hands as well. I think White will probably free bet here.
Now,
I
these
raise.
decisions are potentially
Fold.
worth a few $1,000s in real terms,
Yeah,
Fold.
because these two are big
I'm gonna
stacks.
call.
does put the pressure on.
Here comes the flop.
Oh
Oh,
my-
my god.
Wow, that is insane.
Check.
I think that's the third set. Well, quads.
Yeah.
Third time.
I mean, they're deep too, like 2.6 mil effective stacks.
Yeah. It's interesting to see how
I
this plays
bet.
out.
Let's have the turn card.
Serpico continues the slow play.
I mean, this pot is 1.5 mil. I don't see
Check.
how, in the end, we're not going to be getting it in.
Depends how aggressively Waggy plays the turn here. I actually don't mind just taking control of the pot and just checking back. I don't think it's a big mistake.
I bet.
But again, you want to get value out of your hand, and like it's likely that Serpico's probably not going to fold that much after he's called the flop.
I call. Let's see the
Pot
river.
is now almost 2.9.
Would not be surprised to see Serpico donk out here on the river and lead out. He seems to do this a lot. Seems to check call lead, which
Well,
is quite an unorthodox
bet.
play.
Does he have like a mad fear of it
Okay,
going
I'll
check
call.
check
Here it is.
on the end?
Maybe I actually don't mind it because there's some missed draws on the flop.
Well, he gets
my
snapped,
God.
and I mean, however
That's
that
a
played
huge
out,
pot.
that is just
And Wygaze down. to
crippled,
absolutely
and
crippled.
that must be the end of the Belgian star, who was,
down to 6 big blinds is on an absolute lifeline now.
and he must be crushed. You'd imagine that
Fine.
he perhaps
I fold.
looked at Serpico as one that he could take advantage
Yeah,
of
for sure.
in these latter stages.
Here's the
Paddy
flop.
pair seems
here's the
a
turn
little.
card.
Well,
Here
that's a
comes
start.
the
yeah,
river.
that is a start. And, it could turn into something. He's definitely not one who's going to get blinded down.
Yeah.
And in fact, Paddy is actually,
He's actually, he's up to 20 big blinds now. So
Yeah.
he's like,
Okay, new hand.
yeah, he can
he's got a chance.
he can damage his chip leader's stack. It would be interesting to see.
Serpico has a humongous lead on the field now, though. I
Yeah,
mean,
and should put his
yeah,
pedal to the metal, really.
Fold.
I raise.
I think Waggy, yeah,
All
he should
in.
move in here. And Serpico has to fold.
You would imagine
Oh.
he does. He does.
I was,
We're
wasn't
waiting.
totally sure.
Well, that's twice now. We've looked at it and we're like, yeah, okay, good. He folds.
Yeah, I actually wouldn't have been totally surprised if he called there. But of course, he should fold.
New
You know,
hand.
sometimes I guess when you've in these latter stages, when you're continually playing hands against the same guy or the same 2 or 3 guys, you have to make sure that you just play each hand on its
Alright.
merits, don't you, and
Yeah.
not
Fold.
get too caught up
Oh.
in the kind of storyline of your
Yeah.
rivalry with another guy.
Yeah, you should try and
All
take
in.
away the emotions. But then again, you should
There
go
you
with
go,
the
call.
dynamic of the game too.
Here comes the flop.
Right, well, Paddy was
And
short and he
here's
gets
the
it in
turn
against the
card.
chip leader.
You can hit a queen.
This is the river.
No queen,
not do it.
and that is it for the remaining Brit in this contest.
Serpico has a humongous lead. He must have like 80% of the chips in play there.
Yeah, and I think it's fair to say Zwerek is probably got the
New hand.
smallest bet frequency of these 3.
Yep, he seems to be waiting to get some ladders.
Yeah, you're going to be squeezed between these
Oh,
2 guys
yeah.
now. Well, he's got it in
No,
there.
he's gone with the king 9.
Okay, I'll call.
Yeah, it runs into
Here's
the
the
dominating
flop.
ace 9, and
Oh,
that
this
is
is-
pretty much curtains
Yeah,
for the Swiss.
That is it.
Let's see the river.
And we're heads up.
Yeah, we are heads up. Zurich got $2,262. Paddy, 1,738. But here we are, heads up, and the 2 that I guess we wanted to see heads up
I'm looking forward to this.
in the end. Don't know how it's going to go.
Serpico has a huge lead, but they still are quite deep, so Waggy might be able to take advantage of it.
And
And wow, very first hand. And he's
well,
cooled in.
this is
really.
not going to resolve any of our questions about
No.
these
Oh,
2
yeah.
players.
I mean, 8
Oh,
is
There it is.
really unlucky to run into aces there.
Here's
Ace is
the
huge, heads
flop.
up.
Well, Weige had 6 big blinds
Here comes the river.
just a few minutes ago,
Yeah, and now he's,
and now they're
think it's
virtually
even.
even.
I think so.
And he certainly has more experience. He's got, 2 cashes above 4,000. He's got wins in the Sunday High Roller, the Prestige, a lot of the kind of higher buy-in events on PKR. He's been in this situation
Alright.
before.
Yeah. And now, wow, they're really deep now. We should see some interesting hands.
Raise.
Yeah, this is 100 bigs against like 70 bigs.
Yeah, yeah.
Here comes the flop.
Oh, dear.
I'm loving this.
Well, Serpico, he's got the flush draw and he's got position.
Interesting flop. They both flop draws.
I bet.
Weige hopes, I guess, desperately hoping that that's going to be
Alright.
the end of the hand.
Wow. He's just going for it.
Oh,
Serpico here. Wow. Wow, that's
Wow.
huge. And he
Whoa,
calls
and he
it all.
calls.
Oh.
And he hits.
This is
And
the
it's an
river.
ace.
Oh my God. Wow, that was a
Oh
sick hand.
my.
That was incredibly sick. I was about to say, when Serpico made his raise, that the first time we came across him was hand number 1, when you said, well, he's limped with ace-4.
Yeah.
We didn't like that. And then he's kind of gone through this transformation.
Yeah, he's not slowed down. He's gone for it.
And, he
Okay,
flopped the
new
flush
hand.
draw and he just wasn't going to be put off. In a way, does that make playing the hand the way Weige has played it kind of more precarious? Or do you think, yes, that's nice, I love the way he played that out of position with a gut shot and an over?
Raise.
I mean, he didn't believe the raise on the
Right.
flop. So I mean, it was kind of a good read, but he
Here comes
kind
the
of had a,
flop.
he kind of did.
I
hit the
guess he
flop.
was
So
pretty
it's good
disgusted
throw.
to get snapped off by the
Yeah,
6
but
high
I mean, he
flush
was
draw.
actually he had the best hand with ace high. So
Wow.
I bet.
Well, there we go. And there's nothing better than a redraw in poker.
Ooh.
I bet.
Well,
Very
Wygie's
interesting
got
turn.
a flush draw.
He's got a royal
He's
flush
got
draw.
the royal flush draw.
Okay, I'll call.
And here's the
Boom, and he hits it.
Ooh, Seb go.
Well, this...
Might not be able to help himself here.
Oh,
Then
this
he
is the
can.
end.
Call.
And he calls.
Well,
Seb go, he had the heart.
oh, well,
Yeah,
there we go.
Showed a lot of heart.
Congratulations, Wygie. Fantastic performance, and
Yeah.
from 6 big blinds to a win.
Incredible comeback.
What a surprise. Wygie, the Belgian, does it again. Former Player of the Month, showing us how it's done. No surprise there, really. He's got class, and in an event like the main event, with such a good structure, it's hard for a guy like that not to win.
Yeah, I mean, for the buy-in of $33, the main event's such a great structure. I mean, it's played over 2 days, so you're not there playing 12 hours a night or whatever. So you're gonna have time to play some poker, and it's gonna let the cream rise to the crop.
Cream are rising to the crop.
Well,
Look, it's like 16 hours of play. Sure, it's spread over 2 days, but surely just one. The problem with No Limit Hold'em is one little lapse in concentration, and you're dead in the water. How do you concentrate? You've concentrated for like what 30, 40 hours over the space of a tournament and won it. How's it possible legally?
I mean, it's just take your time, really. Don't rush anything. That's the biggest advice I can give. I mean, if you're rushing into things, you definitely regret them.
Play one table, focus,
Yeah, exactly.
and just take it easy, and the win will come. He was down to just 6 big blinds, if you remember, at one time at that final table. He came on to win. It's something like, what, almost 6 grand. The guy's awesome. That's it from me and Scott. See you next time.